Hello. Okay, so welcome back, welcome in. My name is Cree, and this is Snake Tree Lounge. I'm gonna do a reading. I was called to do a reading. I've been hearing the same few little snippets of songs these past couple days from looking out the windows because it's raining and I like watching the rain. Um, but one of them, the first one that was coming through, it feels like it's for those who you just been through a lot. You've been through a lot of transitions. This past decade of time is like a big shift. There's been many, many shifts, many, many towers. And you're just like, yep, 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 yep. And you just keep moving, right? Dealing with the things, maybe spending a lot more time by yourself to deal with the things, making sure that how you deal with them internally is being fortified and respected externally, but not like in a rigid type of way, just the authentic type of way. So the first one that came through was I don't want nobody fucking with me in these streets. Ain't nobody got time for that shit. So like, and that was immediately followed by I got a testimony. Which is like this song that I grew up with in church. And it's like I don't want nobody fucking with me in these streets because I ain't got no time for that. I know what I've been through. I know who I am. I have a testimony. I'm not always going to share it because I'm not dwelling on the past, but I'm clearly in awareness of what it is, where I've been, who I am, right? Um, and then when you hold the mirror, I wrote this one down. When you hold the mirror, what is seen by others is not your reflection, it's theirs. Make sure you remember that. So like a mirror is not see-through. It is a reflection. So what is being seen from the outside in those moments where you are the mirror for someone else is like the mirror is reflective, but it's not showing you, it's showing the reflection of the other via you, right? So we're just gonna grab a few cards. I think we're gonna start with the Embracing the Shadow Oracle deck, and I feel like these first, I think I'm hearing three cards. It's just gonna talk about bottom of the deck is strength and vulnerability. Strength in vulnerability, not strength and, although that could be a thing. First card falling out is breaking karmic cycles, recognizing repeating patterns, and taking action to break generational wounds. Now, that taking action piece, you've been taking action within. You've been taking action without trying to align those who have harmed you with what you know about the harm. You've been doing the work. You've been doing the shadow work. And this is the Embracing the Shadow Oracle deck. So it shows us what shadows have been coming up and coming out, but also it's like you've embraced these shadows. You know that you've broken the karmic cycles. You know that you are the karmic cycle breaker. And in knowing that, you also know that the one who breaks the mold is often seen as a problem because it makes those who have conformed to the mold uncomfortable. The next one is the Mask of Happiness. The Mask of Happiness. You are hiding sadness. Are you hiding sadness behind forced smiles? Authenticity heals deeper avoidance. Deeper than avoidance. Authenticity heals deeper avoidance is what I said in the first place. And I think that's what you've recognized is that authenticity heals those avoided places. It unpacks those boxes. I'm hearing disintegrates it disintegrates those tumors, right? Those growths inside of you that you fed each time you put on a happy face. It's like, yeah, I don't want nobody fucking with me in these streets. Don't bring me your foolishness because I'm gonna show up for it. And it might be silently, but it ain't silent. It might just be from a utilizing the idea that from a distance, if you're arguing with a fool, everybody looks like a fool. right? So you know better. You know better and you do better. Um, but it's also asking the question, are you hiding sadness behind forced smiles? Like, are you smiling when you're actually sad? Because we can be like, oh, everything's fine, right? The oh, everything's fine. Are there any karmic cycles left that you're oh, everything's fining and you're really not fine? Anything? I heard 3. Okay. Stories we tell ourselves. Are you narrating your life through a lens of limitation or through a lens of empowerment? So, like, that's just straightforward. Are you narrating your life through a lens of limitation or through a lens of empowerment? That whole everything's fine. You got to be honest about the situation where it's like, I might be keeping my head above water, but it doesn't mean things aren't grabbing at my feet, right? Or, understanding that there can be calm in the storm, but the storm is still there. But not narrating life of like, the storm is going to tear everything apart. Knowing that the storm will, it's over now. So I'm getting a lot of like, church references, gospel references. And as someone myself who grew up in church and had some things that I had to heal about that, although I would say the experience was more like 70-30, 80-20 for me. Whereas the higher percentage was familial. The higher percentage was and when I say familial, like family, right? Um and the music empowered me. So the music, the performances, the dancing. So allowing yourself, and even this is the stories we tell ourselves, the mask of happiness, breaking karmic cycles, understanding that life is a yes and. And as I'm saying this, the wind is kicking up. So the wind being the breathing, the voice, like understanding that we don't have to limit our connection to something, our inner connection to something, the empowerment connection to something, simply because, or we don't have to sever. Limit doesn't sound like the right word. We don't have to sever our connection to something simply because there are things that were not in alignment. Um, Decrease, maybe, redefine, and maybe not be in a communal space for it, but keeping your internal affirmation, keeping your internal connection to something that empowers you is very important. Breaking the karmic cycle of staying in places that are not empowering, but also keeping what it stood for within you that brought you happiness, joy, empowerment. What else, Spirit? But what I keep hearing in my head is, it's over now. It's over now. I feel like I can make it. The storm is over now. Yeah, so going forward. No more sickness in my body. No more crying at night. So like you're going into an era where these things ain't happening no more. You've healed. You spent this last time like doing. I'm hearing like talk to the hand because the head ain't listening. Like just no, stay back with the foolishness. My brain is not processing any more of these curses. My brain is not processing any more of the confusion. That storm is over now. So this is, we're moving on to the Beyond Lemuria deck. What do we have out of here, Spirit? One more shuffle. Okay. Shuffling. These cards are so big and so stiff. So at the bottom we have solar plexus chakra, so radiant illumination, and that solar plexus is you. That's that's right here at the bottom of the rib cage, top of belly button to the bottom of the rib cage is you. That deep breathing. Oh, excuse me, confirmation burp. That deep breathing that really bringing things up and out, right? Like confirmation burp comes from the lower, like the gut, bringing things out that may not have been seen before. You were hiding them because you were told to. You were told, no, that's not safe. No, that's not healthy. No, that's not whatever. Fill in the blanket was 1313 on the clock with it. That's not. And like 13 is not a bad number. There's no bad numbers. There's just human connotation, right? But that 1313 being like the ooh, all the skepticism and fear. Just got mad quiet in my house. Anything else from this deck, Spirit? Or am I just supposed to read that? Yeah, I think I'm just supposed to read from the book for this one card. All right, let's see. This is card number 4. No more. I keep hearing no more sickness in my body. So maybe you weren't feeling well. Like these things, these karmic cycles may have caused sickness, like mental illness, I'm hearing, physical illnesses, just cancers, like things that build up in the body over time when we keep pushing them aside and not and showing up in the mask of happiness because we don't want to make we show up in the mask of happiness looking like a clown because we don't want to make somebody else uncomfortable, because we don't want to lose the connection, because we don't want to be alone, because we don't want to, whatever the stories are that we tell ourselves, which is this other one, right? But like each of us only has a certain amount of capacity. So when we're allowing for things to hold space, when I say things, I mean people, places, things, ideas, feelings, to hold space that don't serve us, then we're not feeding out forward. We're stagnant and we're just pouring and constantly pouring, putting rocks into the vessel. So number 4, solar plexus chakra, radiant illumination, personal power, independence, self-discipline, confidence, assertiveness, decision-making, belief, intellectual abilities, expression of will, bringing ideas into reality. The solar plexus is the radiant center of our being. It holds the vibrant spark that brings our passions to life. Enter this space to step away from playing small, unworthiness, the idea that you're taking up space, and insecurity-based competitiveness. Allow yourself to be attuned to the abundant life that resides within this center and be energized, motivated, fueled with inspiration, enthused, and clear mind so you can bring forth more of yourself and what you wish to birth into the world. As you discover a deep and real sense of self-empowerment, you can more confidently lift others in celebration, harmonizing differences, and shifting hierarchical paradigms into collective co-creation. To restore your solar plexus, remember that you are a powerful being who can connect with potent life force energy as and when you need it. Be aware of what fuels your fire and consider circumstances where you had your power away. And consider circumstances where you had your power away, maybe where you put it away. Imagine all the fragments of your energy that you have given away at some point and bring them back to the center of your being. The theme for this is your power is where you are putting your energy. The healing position to focus is the navel. and the color is golden yellow. This is golden yellow based out by purple too. So the purple being the crown chakra. So like really tapping into, getting into who who you are, not who you've been, not who, because this is personal power, this is independence, this is self-discipline, your intellectual abilities, your expressions of will, your bringing your ideas into reality, yours, not anybody else's, not intertwining with anybody else, not saying that you won't collaborate with anybody else, because we are communal beings naturally, but knowing what it is that you envisioned, knowing what it is you wanted your part to be, because that's the best part for you. That's the best part for you. Any other piece is going to be someone else's part, and that correct person is going to innately understand that you are meant to do what you are meant to do, and they are meant to do what they are meant to do. Like an assembly, like a well run assembly line to get the product. And I'm saying product like the end result of the dream, to get it out. All the pieces, all the parts must fit where they supposed to. What else, Spirit? And I just keep hearing that song. No more crying at night, the storm is over now. Like, believe that shit. Believe it. Believe it, God damn it. Like, and it's funny because I'm saying that in a time where right now we're in spring where I'm at. It's May, and this in this time and era. Now, you can see this at any time, but also I think that that's pertinent. It's May. It's May. May it all be so for you. May the rain, may the storms of your past, may the storms of your trials bring the flowers, right? They used to say April showers bring May flowers. Now we're in this sort of shift where it don't really rain in April, at least where I'm at. Don't really rain in April, but it definitely rains in May. So, you know, keep keep moving forward, even though the storms may shift around. No, it's coming. It's watering your fruit. It's watering your seeds. What's next, Spirit? The tarot. The tarot. Bottom of the deck is the world. Ending of a cycle. Prepare for a new. Like, you're done, babes. You're done with those splitting the deck on Two of Cups, enjoy a mutual attraction. World at the bottom. So, like I said, collaborations for your good are coming through. So now I'm hearing all things are working for my good. Yes, they are, because he's intentional. Justice card, never failing. So like everything, and I'm gonna say this not to negate any of the hardships, any of the horrible things that people may have done to you. But I'm going to say this as, when we talk about karmic cycles can come through cosmic genetics and energetic genetics. Before mankind, as we know it today, there were other forms of human beings, of Homo sapiens. There were other forms of being. And each one of them came to a fall, came to a blend, came to a ascension or a fall, right? And in those endings, those, like, energy doesn't end, it reverbs and it waits. So those a lot of the things that are coming back around, coming around are meant to be completed, meant to be transmuted, meant to be completed. Um, it's making me think about my son goes to a very interesting school. It's a Sudbury school that is completely self-directed for the kids. I like to call it free range chicken school, which they have free range chickens literally. But then I also think about that for the kids. There's a little boy who came in. He was in all army fatigues every single day, and he wanted it to be real, authentic. And he's tiny little boy, so things had to be altered and uh, stuff like that. And he would wear like wooden replicas of weapons and never violent, just that was who he was. And I literally, as an energy worker, saw him like he is completing a life where he was cut down early, and he's completing that right now. And he was in a situation where he could, and now he's seen that through, lived that out, found it peace for that spirit, that part of that energy of his spirit. And now he's into being a regular little boy. No, no reverb, just fresh start at like 8, 9 years old. There is a justice coming in for you because you heard the call, you heeded the call, you saw the call out, voluntarily or involuntarily. Like when I say involuntarily, I mean I'm talking about some of the things that may have happened to you that you didn't ask for. Um, that you showed up as your best and it still fell apart, type of thing. Showed up as your best and still got hurt. Showed up as your best and still got harmed. Um, but there's a justice coming in for you where I'm gonna read the description that I wrote on the card. All these cards from the Skeleton Tarot, I just wrote the descriptions from the deck, and I also look at the imagery. But detached decision making, like I was saying earlier, stories that we tell ourselves, we are detaching from those outdated cycles of stories that were meant to keep you muddied and muddled. Logic and power of knowledge outside of emotions. So understanding that you can love unconditionally, but you can't give unconditionally. You can love unconditionally, but you can't um you can't fake it. You can't fake the funk, which is this mask of happiness. You can't fake the funk. Um Knowing that love is not intense. Like intensity and static and chaos are a juxtaposition to love, but they're not aligned with love. Alignment is flowing through. Juxtaposition is this, right? So, importance of objectivity and analysis, just know what you know. Fairness is achievable with integrity. Clear and final answers. Cause and effect consequences. So like just know what you know. You know what you know. You know what you've been through. You know what you've cleared. You know what you can't do no more. You have illuminated you for you. And those wounds have healed, and you got the scars to the remnants of the scars to prove it, right? Like when you did things as a child that you still got scars for today. What you you know, um and understanding that I keep hearing, and it's never failing. Like you're not failing because something is hard. You're not failing because things aren't going the way that you business planned them. I'm hearing the way that you intentioned, because some things were not meant to be seen out to that end. But in order for you to lean into it wholeheartedly, that's how you needed to feel, right? Because you're a genuine person and you're like, I'm in it because I'm in it to win it. And not in a competitive way, just in it to win it. I'm in it to win. Everybody win. But you lean in and you realize maybe not everybody's that way, but all things are working for your good. It's intentional. It's never failing you. You're never failing. You're never failing. Next card came out is the Ace of Swords. Time to decide. New way of thinking. Use logic. Divine logic will bring your crown. Like I was saying, this solar plexus based out by purple, based out by the crown. Your decisions will affect the collective. And it don't even have to be on this big scale, celebrity-esque type of way. You are part of the whole. You are a part of the whole. From now through back to the beginning of time. When you break a karmic cycle, when you heal a karmic cycle, when you sit and tend the wounds of a karmic cycle, when you sit and allow the divine extraction of a tumor, you're affecting the whole of the collective all the way back, because your ancestors are back there like, oh, I can breathe now. Right? They're there. Now, this came out when I glanced down, it was like this. It was on the fence, which means we're reading both. Ignorance and misinformation. Stories we tell ourselves. Mask of happiness. Karmic cycles are normally based in ignorance and misinformation. Just, well, such and such said, I heard it through the grapevine. But did you see the grapevines? Did you eat the grapes? Did you pick them? Because right now we're in a time, and I feel like as humans, as a species, we're constantly in a time of things just repeating themselves, doing the same thing, because we're hearsaying. Know what you know. Know what you know. And allow things, the cause and effect of things, to be as they are. Man, we already 13, 40, 50 in. 32, 50 in. I said 13 again. It was 13, 13 earlier. 13 may be a very significant number for somebody. Six of Swords. Time to move your mental reality from one place to another. Come out of the in-between and complete the journey. Old way is giving way to new way. Transition. So you might have some things that are changing right now. And we got a lot of swords. We got a lot of swords. This Justice card got a sword. We got the Ace of Swords. We got the Six of Swords, which is making me think about that Ten of Swords. The card where you're just stabbed in the back. Like I was saying earlier, this solar plexus card, your personal power, your independence, your self-discipline, your confidence, your assertiveness, your decision-making, your belief in intellectual abilities, your expressions of will, your bringing your ideas into reality has all been stabbed in the back, friend. And I'm so sorry. But you're in a place where you have been pulling the mugs out. You stood up and kept walking, and finally was like, I can't do this no more. I'm not gonna lay down no more. I've got to stand up. There's way too much on the line for me, my soul, my future, the future. Not just for me, but humanity. Like, you're a revolutionary, and you don't. It's not a. I'm saying like Martin Luther King. You're not looking to be, your soul, maybe, probably, because I'm saying this right now, is not looking to be the stage master. Your soul is just looking to change the course of at least one soul, to be at least one living person that can then show the other people and people around you. Be a light. I'm hearing from the lips of an angel. Yeah. Like, you're living to be able to say things that, oh, I got it. I know what it is now. Because I'm hearing that, and I never want to say goodbye. But girl, you make it hard to be faithful to the lips of an angel. That's a really shitty song though. It's a beautiful song. But the message is like he's cheating or he's thinking about cheating. But in this sense, your light, you being an angel for yourself, you showing up in your solar plexus light with your personal power and independence and blah 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 blah, you are inciting people to cheat the system. You're inciting people to uphold justice. You're inciting people to be like, listen, it's a decision. You got to make new decisions. You got to show up in a new way. You're inciting people to hop on. Let's go. Let's go. Six of Wands. We got two sixes out here right now. Six of Wands. Victory and success are yours. Be sure to act with dignity and wear your crown. There's that crown again. I said crown chakra here. The first card. The first card got on this crown of horns, which made me think Aries energy, which is the start of the zodiac. Fresh. We got this victory at the end. You are meant to lead, and not in a tyrannical type of way, and not in a better than type of way. Just by you being you. Just by you being you. Because you being you is one of the most important things you can do. You showing up in authenticity, empowered in your authenticity, empowered. Like you're a self-regenerating battery because you allow spirit, you allow the dignity of you to be innate, and it's showing up for those around you, and it's empowering those around you to be themselves. Something I'm looking, this card asked me to like really get into it. Get into it. Yo, so there's a crown in this one. There's a crown in this one. There's a crown in this one. This one, this character in the Six of Swords has a hood on. But the crown could be inside the hood. You don't know. But it's like we have, and you don't know, we assume this is a divine masculine figure with a feminine figure and a child in the boat. But what it's bringing is this balance. Like, that's what I'm feeling at this moment. Like, this balance that is cloaked for some, soft for others, childlike in ways. Not like childlike, like naive, just childlike joy. Like, just childlike joy. A regaining of your personal power that you had in childhood that was muddied over and muddled over, not just by the immediate people around you, but just by society as a whole and the social constructs of being human. Social constructs of being human. I wanna point that out. Like, not just of each society, but the social constructs of being human that we've impacted on and overlaid over time. And I keep, now I'm hearing, but girl, you make it hard to be faithful with the lips of an angel. You just keep saying stuff. It's the way that you speak has a alluring and seductive type of quality to it that lures people out of the mud. It lures people out of the illusion. It wakes people up and makes them think. And that's not always a comfortable feeling, because then you're asking them to cheat on their comfortability, to cheat on their uh stagnation, to cheat on their stories that they tell themselves. Anything else, Spirit? No. No, I think that's it. Wait, no. We got one more card. And I just heard the minions. Illumination. Our ancient future. See what I'm saying? I was talking about how our energetic genetics, our cosmic genetics, when we talk about genetics, we're talking about the past. We're talking about the things that have been passed down from the past that are now showing up in the present and can be transmuted, tweaked, changed, modified in for the future. For the future. And will be different in the future. So you're one of those cats on the front line. You know what I'm saying? You're one of those cats on the front line that the revolution will not be televised. Like it, there's people who are moving forward very forward facing, and then there's people who are moving forward in a hermetic type of way. But you're just out here on a humble and a regular forward facing. Stay forward facing. Let me see what we want to do with the book. Okay. And this is number 39. Card 39. Card 39. Wisdom from indigenous peoples, ancestors, holding the keys for the future, ancient remembering, bloodlines, how the past affects the future. Confirmation per time, how the past affects the future. That's where it came in. How the past affects the future. You are able to see some shit, know some shit, hear some shit. I hope they don't block my my video because I started off cussing and now I'm cussing. You are able to tap into ancient lines. And as I'm saying that, I'm hearing like light language. You're able to tap into old lines, ancient times. And we're at a point in society, when I say society, I mean human society across the planet, where we're learning how many peoples have been displaced, misplaced, bombarded, bombed, erased. It never got to finish. And energy does not disappear, it dissipates until it can sink in somewhere and transmute, reform. It's time to step up. Timeless power symbols, activations for powerful shifts. So this might be in your home, this might be in your head, but you're putting this out. And this I was talking about genetics, and this is showing the DNA strands on the card and these ancient symbols. Ne kai na sara po to krai so to na ko to son Mike. No sa ngana sho no mo eta. Kata ta se na ya to ko tai mai. Ko no mai sa te na ka sai. You open yourself up. Even if you just walk around your house for nice just talking in whatever is coming through, you're allowing an energy to be completed. You're allowing a statement to be completed from an ancient time when it was severed. And that's so important. And that's why I'm saying you're on the front lines. You're on the front lines of the war that's not seen. Keep it up because you're necessary. Your work is necessary. Your connection is necessary. or it wouldn't exist. Okay? So I hope that this helped you. You're breaking karmic cycles by not silencing what is coming, asking to come through you. So let it come through you. Don't keep telling yourselves the stories about how it's demonic and how it's this and this that. You'll know if it's demonic. You've been through so much that you know what demons look and feel like. You know what they smell like. You know what they taste like. There's certain things you can't even eat because you're like, So, you know, don't be afraid. You got this. And you are necessary. Okay? Love you so much. Thank you for showing up for me. Thank you for showing up for you. Thank you for showing up for us. And I'm going to close. Ashe. I mean, namaste. And mahalo.